Okay, so this lesson, this is the last lesson, meaning it's a problem-solving lesson. And the one thing we know about problem solving and reading word problems is that it is not the math that is hard. It is the understanding of what the question is asking you. And word problems can be challenging. They purposefully use language that is meant to trick you. So you have to really use all of your reading comprehension to understand what is being asked. Once you understand it, it's almost silly, the type of math it's asking you to do. But that's not what the point is of these lessons. Because eventually you're going to get some word problems that are super, super challenging. And having these skills will make them a lot easier. This is focusing on multiple step problems. That means I'm going to have to do a lot of things before I actually get to my answer. My first step is to read. I just read it. Then I figure out what the question is. Then I pull out the important information and I solve it. And then I go back and check over my work. That's the normal process. So if I'm looking here, it says Justine and her father are going on a fishing trip. The prices for supplies, including tax, are shown in the table. Justine and her father have $25. They bought 2 box lunches, 2 bottles of water, 5 hooks, and 5 sinkers. How many pounds of bait can they buy? Okay, what is my question? What is the question asking me? What is my end goal?
How many pounds of bait?
It wants me to find out how many pounds of bait. That's all they care about. I need to figure out how many pounds of bait I can get. But first, I have to do a lot more work here. I know Justine and her father are going on a fishing trip. They have $25. Okay, so they've got $25 in all. That's what they have. Now I'm going to make my list of the things that they are getting. They bought 2 box lunches, so I'm going to put 2 BL for box lunch. 2 bottles of water. Okay, I'm going to put 2 BW for bottled water. 5 hooks. Okay, put a 5H and 5 sinkers. 5S. Now, I need to figure out how much they spent on all of these. And that's when this chart here comes in handy. A box lunch is $6 each. So 2 box lunches, I will do 6 times 2 to solve. What is 6 times 2? 12, right. 2 bottled waters. If bottled water is $1 each, they spent $2 on bottled water. 5 hooks. Hooks are 60 cents each.
$1.20.
So if they bought 5 hooks at 60 cents each, all I need to do, that little decimal goes in front, I'm multiplying that by 5. Don't let the decimal freak you out. Just leave it there. It stays put on that line. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 6 is 30. So they spent $3. On sinkers, those were 40 cents each. So that's the same deal, except the 6 is now a 4. And 5 times 4 is 20. So those were $2. Now what do I need to do? Add it all up. 2, 4, 6, 9. Drop down my 1. Now I know how much they spent on all of these things. How is this going to help me answer my question, though, of how many pounds of bait can they buy? What's my next step, Emmy?
You're going to subtract it.
I need to subtract what?
25 and
Yeah, so I need to do 25 minus 19, which is 6. So now I know I have $6 left. Now I need to look at the bait. Bait is $3 per pound. And the question was how many pounds? So, because 2 times 3 is 6. So my answer is 2 pounds of bait. The actual math part was not hard. But what can happen is, because the math part is simple, you get excited about that, and then you rush through it. And when we rush through problems like this, I had to do 1, 2, 3, 4 different types of simple multiplication, but still. So that was one step. Then I had to add them all up. Then I had to subtract them. And then I had to do simple division to get the answer. We literally just did all 4 types of math to solve this. We literally did all of that. And again, it was all very easy. But if you just make one simple, silly mistake, it will ruin everything. You never rush through these. Okay? Now, if it's just one question, if she has $6 and she wants to get bait, and bait is $3 per pound, of course, that's quick and easy. That's not what these are. So let's look at the next one. Elsa babysits for the Smith family. She earns $10 per hour on weekdays. She earns $15 per hour on the weekend. Last week, she worked 3 hours during the week and 4 hours on the weekend. How much did Elsa earn last week? All right. First, I identify what the question is. The question is asking, how much did she earn last week? But before I can even get started on this, I have to make my own table. I have to make my key that's going to tell me what I need to know. So I'm going to go back and pull out the information that tells me how I'm going to solve it. She earns $10 per hour on the weekdays. Okay, so 10 on the weekday. And she earns 15 per hour on the weekend. That's my key. That's going to be what I use to solve this. Last week, she worked 3 hours during the week. Okay, so 3 weekday and 4 hours on the weekend. 4 weekend. This is pretty much an algebra equation here. This is pretty much telling me to do what multiplication? 3 times 10, which is 30. And 4 times 15.
60.
If your brain doesn't want to do that much work right now, that is okay. There is no shame in writing it down to help you out. 5 times 4. So she got, now what do I do? Add them up. So how much did she earn? $90. Was this hard math? No. But setting ourselves up, making sure, what if you accidentally decided weekend was 10 and weekday was 15? Simple mistakes like that can be what ruin everything for you. That's why we stay slow and steady, and we make these charts, we make our tables, we give ourselves that key to making sure there's no chance of getting it wrong. Let's look at number 4. Gabriella buys lunch for herself and her friend. She buys 2 sandwiches and 2 drinks. Each sandwich costs $4. Each drink costs $1.50. How much did Gabriella spend on lunch? Okay, I'm gonna make myself a little key real quick. So, a sandwich is $4. A drink is $1.50. That's my key. She bought 2 sandwiches and 2 drinks, so 2S and 2D. So to solve this, what am I doing? 2 times 4, which is, and for this, 150 times 2.
30. Oh, no, 300.
So $1.50 plus $1.50 is $3. My question was, how much did she spend on lunch? So I'm now literally doing 8 plus 3, which is,
11.
again, was this hard?
No.
No. And that's good. You shouldn't be learning to do something with something hard. But please make sure, take that time to just set yourself up, because that will be the key to your success. We're gonna do one more together. Jamie is buying bowls for a school ice cream social. She buys 5 packages of red bowls, 3 packages of orange bowls, 4 packages of green bowls, and 7 packages of white bowls. Each package contains 8 bowls. How many bowls did she buy in all? Okay. How many bowls did she buy in all? I'm trying to figure out all of them, not just how many of each color. So I have to go back now and make my chart. She is buying 5 packages of red bowls. Okay, so 5 are. 3 packages of orange bowls. 3 O. 4 packages of green bowls. 4 G. And 7 packages of white bowls. 7 W. I'm gonna go back and check to make sure I didn't miss anything, because that's another thing that can mess you up. 5 red, 3 orange, 4 green, 7 white, nothing else. Okay, good. Now it says each package contains 8 bowls. So each one of these is going to be
Multiplied by 8.
times 8. So now I have to know one of the harder multiplication facts to memorize. Well, not this one. So how many red bowls are there?
5. Wait, no. Yeah, 5.
How many red bowls are there in all?
40.
40, because 5 times 8 is 40. How many orange bowls are there?
24.
24, because 8 times 3 is 24. How many green bowls are there?
32.
Because 8 times 4 is 32. And how many white bowls are there?
56.
Because 8 times 7 is 56. Okay, now we're gonna add them up. When I'm adding like this, I always try and make a 10 first. I see a 6 and a 4, that's 10, plus 2, that's 12. Carry it over. Again, I wanna make that 10. Here's a 5, here's a 3, here's a 2, that makes 10, 14, 15. 152 bowls in all. Again, not that bad, right? This actually required maybe a little bit more work, because multiplying by 8 is definitely something that can be a bit trickier than a 8 plus 3. But this is the key right here. Staying organized, taking it slow and steady. Okay?